show you guys how to make my own insane armor Ultra Ego Mijen Vegeta. Now a year ago I did the same thing on a statue version of Vegeta, but this year we're going to do it with an action figure. Let's get to it. So before the video starts, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. We'll see if we can get to 700 subscribers. Alright, the first thing I did was I had the figure, and I just took it apart and just only have the head and the tail part. And so what I did was I used my Dremel and just cut up the extra pads and a bit of tail. Then I used the sand bit of my Dremel and just basically smoothing down and made it look like it's part of the armor. Now the reason why I'm using the Dremel to sand out the tiny bit is because I want to make out the look he was wearing on Namek when he arrives on Namek the first time. Now on the original one I did a year ago, although Ultra Ego have an effect when you have no eyebrows, I kept the eyebrows. So what I did was I took another bit of my Dremel and just sand down his eyebrows, just basically shaving it off in eyebrowless.
Once I'm done shaving the eyebrows, I use a Zato knife to scrap out the SS plastic.
Alright, now we're going with paint. Now I use some primer gray paint to paint his hair.
Once I'm done painting, I use a toothpick to scrape the SS paint off of his skin.
Once the gray paint is done, I use some purple paint and just paint on the hair. Once we let the purple paint dry, I use the bottom piece there and just first primering it, give it like half an hour to dry. Once it's dry, I use some white.
Once I'm done painting, I use a toothpick to scrape the SS paint off of his skin.
Alright, so the hair is fully done. So what I did was I took like a Sharpie pen or whatever it was and just used it to make the Mijen symbol. Also I used a toothpick for the eyes. Once all that done, I used both the head and the tiny bits of it with some matte clear spray paint, sealing both of them down. Once both of them are dry, I put them all together and they look pretty good. If you guys liked this video so much, if you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And like I said, let's see if we can get to 700 subscribers. Well, that's on Friday here. See you later.